being here. My name is Josh Azer. I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director. I oversee development in Pirate Blue, and we are thrilled to have so many of you here this morning to join us for the 2023 induction to the Athletics Hall of Fame. First, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Members of our staff work very hard each year to put together this group of inductees, and we wouldn't be able to do that without their hard work, so thank you very much to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. I also want to make sure that I thank my colleagues, Chris, Nico, and Mary, for putting together such a wonderful event for us today. So, members of my Pirate Blue team, thank you very much for your help. Also, I just wanted to make everyone aware, again, hopefully all of you are coming from this event when we wrap up over to the Prudential Center. Seton Hall basketball plays Marquette at 4 p.m. So again, we're looking forward to a great crowd. It should be a sellout, and hope many of you are going to be able to join us for that. So, at this time, I would like to invite Father John up to the podium to give the invocation so that we can continue with this morning's program. Father John.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear God, please bless us with your presence in this celebration of our Seton Hall of Fame inductees. They have been blessed with great skills and athletic talents. May they always be thankful for what they have been given by you, our loving God. Please bless their families and friends who are by their sides in the arena of life. Bless also their administrators and coaches who have taught discipline, the essence of good competition, and a sense of teamwork. Bless the food and drink before us and all those who serve us and all our conversation, so we may leave here better people, get to our homes safe and sound. And I ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
All right, thank you, Father John. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the 21st President of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph Nair. Dr. Nair.
Well, on behalf of the university, the Board of Regents, the Board of Trustees, our faculty, and most importantly, our students, it's my honor to say to you, welcome back and welcome home. Welcome home, everyone. The accomplishments that we celebrate today are remarkable, and we know they came about because of immense effort, family support, teammates, and good guidance. We talk a lot at Seton Hall about the 3 C's, not the ones that were on Brian Felt's report card when he was at Seton Hall, not those. We talk about the 3 C's. We talk about what happens in the classroom at Seton Hall. We talk about what happens in the community from Seton Hall. And we talk about incredible success in competition. And our honorees this afternoon embody those 3 C's, and we couldn't be more proud. Now, we cannot claim your accomplishments because they're yours, but we sure like talking about your accomplishments, and today we celebrate them. So to all of our honorees, I say congratulations and welcome home, and I'll leave you with this very brief toast. So if you'd raise your glass, this is a toast to all of you. You may recognize the toast, but we'll put a twist at the end. There are good ships and wood ships that sail the 7 seas, but the best ships are pirate ships. And may they always be. Congratulations.
Well, I guess I have to change my remarks. I was going to say we'll bring up our straight A student, our athletic director, Brian Felt, but that's not going to work anymore. So again, everyone, please welcome to the stage our athletic director, Brian Felt.
There's several of you in this room I went to school with, and I think we all agree I would have been happy with a few C's. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. My name is Brian Felton, the athletic director here at Seton Hall. I'm incredibly proud and happy to see all of you today here at our Hall of Fame enshrinement ceremony. Today we add 5 extraordinary individuals to our Hall of Fame. And before we begin, I want to take a moment to welcome all of those Hall of Famers that are here with us today. I know we have several of you in the room, so if I could have everyone that's a member of our Hall of Fame, please stand up and be acknowledged. I'd love to do that right now. I know there are many of you. There you go. Now, I did this last year, and I'm going to embarrass him a little bit more here, but I think it's still worth noting, and I want to point out one of our Hall of Famers here tonight. He's today, our Hall of Fame coach, John Moon, from our cross-country program. Coach Moon, last year celebrated his 50th anniversary as a coach here at Seton Hall. That's pretty darn extraordinary. So events like this are possible because of all of your support, and all of the support from our family, friends, our alumni, our dedicated Pirate Blue members. And with all of your support, you're providing the young men and women who wear a Seton Hall uniform the chance to not only pursue their athletic and their academic dreams, but you're providing them the opportunity to one day be Hall of Famers like yourselves. I'm looking forward to the ceremony we have in front of us here today to not only celebrate our athletic department, but to specifically celebrate Jim, Peter, Jeremy, Kathy, and Julia. These soon 5 Hall of Famers we honor here today have paved a pathway for success for all of our current student athletes, and for that we are thank you. Go Pirates.
A hit machine in his day, Jim Duffy was an anchor at first base for Seton Hall baseball, a position initially unfamiliar to him. A native of Andover, New Jersey, and star shortstop at Newton High School, Duffy came to the Pirates in fall 1992 to play the outfield, but there were older players in front of him on the depth chart. Head coach Mike Shepard Sr. wanted Duffy's bat in the lineup, so he picked up a first baseman's mitt and went to work. The rest was history, as Duffy bashed his way into the Seton Hall record book. He had a .348 career average and set the program base hits record with 241 that is still second today. And having put on that first baseman's mitt as a freshman, he easily set the school record for most career putouts, a record that stood for 19 years. He led the Pirates in base hits and runs scored in his junior and senior seasons. And speaking of his junior season, it was one of the most prolific in program history. Duffy's .429 batting average was the 9th highest in the nation, and he scored a team-best 54 runs. He was named 3rd Team All-America, the New Jersey Player of the Year, and All-Big East. He then closed out his career with a bang in 1996, establishing a new program record hitting streak at 29 games. As the program motto goes, Duffy never lost his hustle. His toughness, versatility, and his mighty bat made him one of Seton Hall's all-time greats. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, Jim Duffy. University Athletics Hall of Fame, Jim Duffy.
Wow, that was awesome. I did not expect the video pretty cool. I'm just so thrilled, humbled, and honored just to be a part of this event and a part of this day. It's not often you get so many highly impressive people, and I'm not talking about the inductees. It's just such, all Seton Hall people in one room, and for me to be fortunate enough to have my family and my friends here. I have a friend over here that I met when I was in 4th grade, and he's basically been my best friend ever since. So I tell him this is happening, and I'm like, there's an event on campus, the induction, then there's the game later. You could do one, do other. I know you're a busy man. Duff, there's no way I miss it, and I'll want to do the whole day for you. And it's friendships like that you really respect, and because that stuff doesn't come around. I got a table full of guys back there that I met 30 years ago on the first day we arrived here, and we're still an intricate part of each other's lives. We share our joys, we share what our kids are doing, where we're going. Yeah, you'd think after 4 years of college you kind of move on, right? We moved on to different professions and different roles, but we're still as tight now as we were when we were running around on this campus. And Fisher, you guys back there, you guys know how I feel about it. I love you guys. So my next couple of minutes for me is just about gratitude. First, the Seton Hall community. In general, the moments, the relationships, the opportunity provided to myself, provided to me because of Seton Hall University means a great deal to me. Whether it's moments that you never forget that happen on that field, out on this campus. My wife and I got married in the chapel 21 years ago. We christened all 3 kids. All 3 kids got baptized by the same priest, Father Holmes, that married us in the chapel. And then we returned last year on our 20th anniversary and renewed our vows in the chapel. Just lifetime moments that they don't happen all the time. They happen once, and you remember them forever. Seton Hall Athletics. Obviously, I want to thank Pirate Blue, everyone that put together, Josh and his staff that put together this awesome event, and obviously the Hall of Fame committee. I wish, and I'll probably ask around a little bit more to the brass, so maybe they can fill me in, but I don't know quite how I got here today, as far as assume I need to be nominated, and somebody kind of has to say, yeah, this is a good idea to put him in, but I appreciate it, and I thank you. Brian Felt, what a great fit to be the leader of this athletic department. I've known Brian for quite some time, and when I found out he was coming back to be the AD, it just kind of felt right. And you know what? As a leader, as us coaches know, you're about as good as the horses you have, right? And when you have guys, and I can't start naming people in the administration because you've done so much for me, but when you have guys like Jimmy O'Donnell and Kevin Sponzo working for you, and working with you, it's got to make things a little easier. You have guys like Matt Geibel. These are guys that impact people's lives on a daily basis. Those 3 gentlemen, whether they know it or not, had a huge effect on my life during my time here at Seton Hall and any time I come back. When you come back, those are the guys you see. They're just always here, they show up every day, and they're impacting Seton Hall students' lives. Seton Hall baseball. I met Coach Rob Shepard as a freshman. He was just starting his coaching career, and he was big in my development. Rob has always been a worker. I would always mess around with Rob saying I wonder when he slept, because he was always up before everyone else, and he was always here. As a young coach, he'd be throwing me batting practice down in those cages downstairs for as long as I wanted. And then 9 years after I returned from pro ball, I had the opportunity to work with and for Rob on his coaching staff. And we ended up, in those 9 years, I was fortunate enough to get this Big East championship and one other one that I have home. Again, memories that I'll last forever. And Rob, I thank you personally for everything that you've done for me. not only as a baseball man, but as a man in general. And then Seton Hall baseball, connected me with guys like Ed Blankmeyer, Phil Condary, who's a very close friend of me and is here today with his wife, which I greatly appreciate. I mean, these are some of the best minds in the game, in the collegiate game, and not on the East Coast. When you start hanging around with guys like Rob Shepard, Ed Blankmeyer, Phil Condary, I'm just watching those guys. I want to be like them. I'm watching what they do. It's just, it's amazing. They're outstanding examples, and it's kind of like what I wanted to be like. And then I want to thank Coach. I want to thank the Shepard family. They've done an awful lot for me over the years. Mrs. Shep and Coach Shep. Coach Shep was like a father to me. He demanded my best, but I knew he cared. He gave me a shot. I wasn't highly recruited. I showed up from Newton High School in Sussex County, and all right, kid, he told me two things. Me and my dad pulled in here. It was my first time at Seton Hall in the spring of 1992. I wasn't committed. I wasn't signing anything. I was just showing up. Hey, kid, come down. We're playing Pitt at noon. You got it, coach. We come down. We're standing outside the fence. He tells me and my dad. And by the way, when I got out of the car, and we parked right over here by Xavier, and we're walking, and we're like looking for the baseball field, right? I'm a high school senior. I have no idea what's going on. But as I'm walking through campus, I used to say this to kids when I was coaching, when I was recruiting. You got to show up because you got to pass the gut test. You got to pass the gut test. You got to walk through campus, and something either feels right or it feels wrong. I didn't even get to the field yet. I knew I was coming to Seton Hall. For some reason, I was walking through, down the sidewalk in front of President's Hall, and we were following our little map, and I looked at my dad. I'm like, I like it here. We get to the field. Shep comes in during pregame, and Shep says, you come here, kid, you'll have an opportunity, but you'll earn everything you get. I said, you got it, coach. And we sat in the stands and we watched the game. After the game, he gave my dad the line that he gave many, many others. He said, Mr. Duffy, you send me a good boy, and I'll send you back a better man. And I like to think that's how it shook out. So Seton Hall baseball it's about as holistic as it gets. It's much more than hit, run, and throw, as Coach used to say. He was developing men like that table over there, men like this table over here. And it was about developing, fathers and husbands. I'm a better father and a better husband today to have come here and play for Coach Shep. There's one thing, what this administration has done for me specifically today, because this is just such an awesome day and it's going to continue to get better. And I'm hesitant to say this because I don't want to make anyone upset and I don't want it to come off the wrong way. But there's one request that I would have had today, but I know I couldn't have it. And that would be for 17 to be here. Because I just think he would have been really proud. And making him proud was important to me. So, last, my family. I was lucky enough. We travel in bunches, by the way. There's a lot of us, and they've always been a part of Seton Hall and my playing days here. But I was lucky enough to marry into a family that accepted me as my own. My brother-in-law and my mother-in-law are here today with a couple of my nieces, and I appreciate their support over the years. During my coaching days, my mother-in-law would basically move into our house when I would go on the road because we had little kids. And my wife's a teacher, and if Dad was going to coach, Sue was going to come and pick up the slack when Dad wasn't around. If we didn't have that, I'm not sure I could have been on the road coaching. So I appreciate that, Sue. My uncles, they're sitting over there with me, and they were like the big brothers that I never had. They brought me everywhere. They played with me. My Uncle Hank had me in the gym with them. And my Uncle Bill did everything for me. Sent me to my first baseball camp. and just, was a really huge part of my development as a person and a player. And then my parents. I want to thank my mom, but how do you thank your mom, right? You tell her you love her. But my mom was unique, like most baseball moms. She just wanted to be there. She didn't care how many hits she got. I don't even know if she cared if we won or lost. She just wanted us to win so I would be happy, right? But as far as our record and things, she was more concerned if I was on the road, if I was eating well, if I was happy, if I was comfortable, if I was warm enough on the cold days, mom sort of things, right? But as we all know in this room, behind every good player is a great mom. Dad and Lynn, the support that you guys have provided me over the years, especially making it possible for me to coach at Seton Hall, is just, I'm very grateful. I'm extremely grateful for you creating an opportunity for me to make coaching college baseball possible. My dad never pushed me. I could play whatever I want. I could play the piano. I could play basketball, football, baseball. But he was always there to support me and provide whatever he could. I was the one pushing him. He would come home with his briefcase, and I'd be standing in the driveway with a bat and a glove, waiting for him to, hit me fungos and play catch. And he would put his briefcase down. He'd have a pair of slacks on, a button-up shirt, and a glove on, and away we went. So I appreciate that, and I love you guys. And then finally, my kids, Jaden and Brandon and Johnny. I've had a number of titles in my life thus far, but what I always wanted to be was a dad. And I'm just really, really proud to be your father. I know I may have, just like the rest of us, when you have responsibilities, I may have missed some things when you're on the road and that type of stuff, but to be your dad was really, really an honor for me. And then ultimately, with all due respect to the other inductees today and the other Hall of Fame members in the room, in my eyes, the true Hall of Famer in the room is the pretty one sitting over there with the kids around her. To be the wife of a coach and a player, the mom of 3 and a teacher, and to basically be my best friend from the time we met here in 1992. If I stood up here and told her I loved her, I guess that is not nearly enough, right? But thank you, Dee. I love you. You're my best friend. I love you more than anything. So I'm going to wrap it up with this. SHU, Seton Hall University, has provided me with numerous once-in-a-lifetime moments and memories on the field, on campus, in the chapel. Thank you, Seton Hall, because yet again, you've done it today. A day I'll never forget, another day at Seton Hall that will live with me forever. I appreciate it. Thank you. And never lose your hustle.
Being the first to do something always brings notoriety. In the year 2000, Seton Hall men's swimming and diving to that point had not had anyone win a Big East championship in the butterfly event. But Peter Economou became the first, and by the end of his career, he was one of the best anyone had seen. A native of Howell, New Jersey, Peter came to the Hall after a very successful high school swimming career at Christian Brothers Academy. He had strong times as a freshman that set the scene for a historic swim his sophomore year. He made a nearly 5-second improvement on his 100 butterfly time over the course of the 1999-2000 season, culminating in capturing the Big East Championship in a school record time of 49.13 seconds. He was the first Pirate to win a Big East event in 7 years, and first to do so in a non-freestyle event. Economou went on to captain the Pirates his junior and senior seasons, and he graduated with the school's top 100 and 200 butterfly times. His record 200 fly time that he established in 2001 was the longest standing mark in school history, until it was broken just this past November. At career's end, Economou garnered multiple All-Big East honors and Seton Hall Sophomore Athlete of the Year for his work in the butterfly, and Big East All-Academic Team honors for his work in the classroom. In the 22 years since, Seton Hall men have won a Big East Butterfly Championship 8 times, but there's only one first time. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, someone who has given so much to both Seton Hall swimming and diving and the athletic department in general, Peter Economou. Peter Economou.
Thank you. And congratulations to the rest of the class coming in this year and being inducted. It truly is an honor, and following Jim will be tough, but because I don't show emotion because I'm a psychologist, so I just want to put that out there. It's tough for me to show emotion, but growing up as a child in a house where sport was arguably like ingrained in our DNA, but there weren't a ton of swimmers that were seen or idolized. It's probably why as freshmen, the seniors made us go to the cafeteria in our Speedos to get dinner for them. Because the Speedo was something we sort of had to hide, And so my brothers, very successful baseball careers, and what's changed in today's world is we did all the different sports every season. Now these days everyone just kind of hones in. But really, the world of, being an athlete teaches us so much. And so connection is what's most important in life. Relationships, connection, and that's what's built through the practice of sport. It actually does it, globally. If you think about the beginning of time with Olympics, that's really what brought people together, sport. And today at 8 o'clock, it'll bring this area apart. Go Giants. But that's truly what it is. That you could laugh about stuff like that, bring it together, have some of these really great, competitions, and it teaches us so much. And I'm just really thankful, for Seton Hall for many reasons. As some people come back and joke and say it's Dr. Pete now. Being around, being able to provide behavioral health support to student athletes is really amazing. Arguably a vocation. It's a calling. And I think as I've reflected on this, my calling is to connect. So the vocation was to be around athletes who are trying just to be their best self, which is really such a beautiful thing. And Seton Hall provided me that opportunity to do that. So not only did it provide this platform to compete at the Big East, where, in swimming, the original Big East, being able to swim against, Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, Miami, those had some of the most competitive divers and swimmers in the world. That provided amazing, but really gave me the education. And that education is what has made me what I am today. And that's the vocation. Because as we know, there's another university down the turnpike that we won't mention their name, where I also work as a professor. But really it was Seton Hall that provided the chance to say 15 years ago, let's do mental health for athletes. I mean, we were doing this before people were doing it. And today now, we can't hire enough of us because it's important. Everyone struggles, but what helps us through the struggling is connection. And so being able to have my family here today, friends, people from really forever ago, a part of this journey, and of course the teammates. is such a special thing, and it's part of that connection. Whether you like it or not, we're meant to be that way. And so my calling is to connect, and whether it's individually during a session, if it's with a team that I'm working with, or just being here today, I just feel blessed to be able to do what I do each moment. And so I would not have been able to do that without Seton Hall. And so I'm very thankful for that. And one of the things that some people have been asking me with some of the Garden State rivals is, who are you cheering for? Well, that's never a question who I'm cheering for. I bleed blue, like we say. And so I'm just, again, thank you everybody, and thank you for this great honor, and go Pirates.
Scoring in basketball can be an art form, especially when opposing defenses have you at the top of the scouting report. For Jeremy Hazel, from 2007 to 2011, he was creating art all over the Prudential Center and opposing arenas because there was no spot on the court Hazel couldn't hit from. Originally from Harlem, he came to the Pirates in 2007 and was scoring in bunches from the get-go, earning a spot in the starting lineup and ultimately earning Big East All-Rookie honors. But it was his sophomore season that opened many eyes. He poured in a bucket after bucket, drained 3 after 3, 32 points against Memphis, 35 against Rutgers, 31 against St. John's. The points just kept coming, and Hazel finished with 726 points and 22.7 points per game scoring average. Easily the best sophomore season Seton Hall has seen since Nick Workman's in 1962. The defenses kept keying in on Hazel, but he kept on scoring, crossing the 2,000 career point mark as a senior in 2011 and finishing with 2,146 points, which at the time was third highest in program history. When Jeremy graduated, he also had 1,316 points in Big East play, which still ranks him 6th all-time today. And he held the conference's three-pointers made record for 9 seasons with 201. He was a 3-time All-Big East and All-Met Writer selection and 2-time All-District. And when it comes to wearing headbands, Jeremy Hazel is all-world. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, Jeremy Hazel. Jeremy Hazel.
How y'all doing? Blessed to be here. I ain't got no speech or none of that. This is from the top. But it's an honor. I just want to thank all the 4 other members that's being inducted with me here. We all blessed for these Seton Hall individuals and these staffs to induct us in this Hall of Fame, Athletics Hall of Fame. I didn't think I would be here. I don't think I ever came to Seton Hall. I'm from Harlem, New York. Coming to Seton Hall was never in my state of mind. But Bobby Gonzalez gave me a chance. He gave me a scholarship and was probably the best thing he ever did for me. He's not here right now, but I just want to thank him because him and his staff and them guys took a big risk on me. Coming out of New York, I wasn't the brightest kid, I wasn't the best kid, but I was a tough kid, strong kid. And he saw that in me, and he gave me that chance to come to Seton Hall. And it was a great experience, great 4 years of my life, the best 4 years of my life. I met a lot of great friends, some of them here now, friends and family, a lot of the staffs, especially one of them right here, my teacher right there, Matt. He's a great guy. She had me in study hall all day, every day. I didn't want to be there. As a basketball player, I wanted to run around, but he kept me there. Him and Chris Breen, those are two guys that was probably the most, best guys in CO for me in academic, because if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd have got through these 4 years. But back to this right here, man. This is a blessing. I don't even know what to say, but I just want to thank my family, friends, God, my mom. I wish she was here right now, but she's here looking down on me. I want to thank Seton Hall Committee, the athletic directors, the program presidents, the Seton Hall Pirates staff, and Pirate Blue fans, the alumni, the boosters, everything, everybody, because they all was a part of this. They all got me here, and they all watched and witnessed me on the court, and I'm just blessed, man. Oh man, but appreciate you, Father John. I just wish my mom was here right now, but this is tough for me. But I'm just happy everybody's here. Witnessing this great achievement for me. I'm proud of everybody here. I know you're proud of me, but this is definitely very honor, and I'm blessed and humbled to be here right now and be inducted to the Seton Hall Athletic Hall of Fame. And thank you, appreciate it. Congratulations.
At a time when the Seton Hall women's basketball program was still in its infancy, Kathy O'Reilly joined the Pirates in 1984 and immediately made an impact. She came to the Hall highly regarded, having earned All-America honors while playing at Sachem High School out on Long Island. She was known as an incredibly smart ball handler who could step in and play collegiate-level defense right away. And that she did. Kathy was a starter for the Pirates from the onset and gave the team grit and hustle on the defensive end, often diving on the floor for loose balls, quickly making her a Pirate fan favorite. On the offensive side of the ball, Kathy stabilized the backcourt with outstanding court vision. She amassed 112 assists as a freshman, which helped her earn Big East All-Rookie accolades. She then improved upon that number each season, finishing with 158 assists as a senior and graduating with the career record of 533 that remained the program high for 27 years. Kathy also graduated as the Big East all-time leader in assists with 310. O'Reilly was a pioneer for our women's basketball program ready to break out. With her outstanding two-way play, she created the blueprint for future Pirate success. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, Kathy O'Reilly.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I'm sorry. This means the world to me. Thank you to the committee, Pirate Blue, my coaches, and Seton Hall. I'd also like to congratulate the other inductees here today. I'm truly blessed and honored to receiving this enormous recognition. To be included with the outstanding existing Hall of Famers is very humbling. Thank you to the university for affording me this opportunity to receive an outstanding education at such a prestigious institution. A huge thank you to Sue Dilley and Phyllis Mangina for believing in me and giving me the great honor to become a part of the women's basketball program as well as the Seton Hall family. I am forever grateful for you both. Thank you for all you have done for me throughout the years and after my years at Seton Hall. To have a chance to play basketball, the sport I love the most, at the Division I level was a dream come true for me. I worked hard every day hoping this could happen one day, and it all paid off. Did I think I would wind up here? No. I knew after my official visit to the Hall as a recruit, it was the place I wanted to be for the next 4 years as a student athlete. The team was so welcoming, and everyone I met on the visit was so nice. There's really not that much here, but it's big print. Because I am the oldest one being inducted. Being at Seton Hall just felt right, making my decision on choosing a school a lot easier. I came to find out years later, after I graduated, my mom confessed to me that she had a conversation with my high school basketball coach, asking her to convince me to pursue a college soccer career. My mom just felt I was just too short to play college basketball and thought I had a better chance at a soccer scholarship. Regardless, she was always my biggest fan. I know the day I signed that letter of intent to receive a full scholarship at Seton Hall, her thinking probably changed quickly. Thank you to Risa Zander, my high school basketball coach, who didn't try to convince me, who is here today as well, for all you have done for me and what you taught me on and off the court. Your guidance through the recruiting process meant a lot to me. You'll always be loved as a coach and, more importantly, as a friend. Thank you. As a player, I always gave it 150%, whether it was practice or game time. I had the propensity to mop up the court with every part of my body, thus leading to many visits to the athletic training room. It became my home away from home. I started to think soon that Carolyn Geckel, who was the head athletic trainer at the time, was going to start charging me rent. So thank you to Carolyn and the other training staff at the time for keeping me healthy and getting me back on the court as soon as possible. Carolyn, though, did have an interesting mantra. She wasn't that welcoming when you came in. She said, if your limb is not falling off, then get back out there. So scared me a little bit, but a big thank you to Robin Cunningham, the academic advisor at the time, for all your help and encouragement. You were always available to help in any way you could, and it was very appreciative. I have so many fond memories from the years at the Hall. I cherish all the friendships I made in the time here. I remember the day I signed my letter of intent with Sue and Phyllis. It was a very special day for me, and hopefully for them too. The day I received my degree validated all the hard work I had put into academics. Sure do miss those afternoon naps, though. That doesn't happen anymore. Having pregame meals with the team at Bunny's was always a good time. Bunny's is a restaurant down in downtown South Orange, which makes the best pizza. I love traveling to all the universities and their cities. Phyllis, I have this faint memory of being pulled through a window to get into the on-campus pub. It's very faint. I'm not sure if this really happened, Phyllis, but it's possible. And there is someone here who knows who that person is who helped me. Who can forget those 6:30 a.m. workouts during preseason? I love that PJ Carlesimo always called me Shorty. I wasn't really sure if he really knew my name, but Shorty stuck. A memory that really sticks out in my mind is when I forgot to pack my sneakers for a game against Syracuse. Sue and Phyllis gave me a pass, I think because I was a freshman. A pair of sneakers was shipped out the next day, or overnight, I should say, in time for me to play the game. I was very appreciative of that. Needless to say, that never happened again, except for the recurring dreams, or nightmares, should I say. And finally, a fond memory I have is the day Deb Hartnett, an existing Hall of Famer and best friend, hit the three-point bucket to give me the assist to break the existing record at that time. There are too many memories to list them all, but they are forever in my mind and heart. I am grateful to have my family and friends here, my coaches, today to share in this extraordinary honor. Thank you to the committee. Thank you to Pirate Blue for getting this day together. A very special and loving thank you to my mom, who raised 4 kids on her own. Thank you for all your support, encouragement, and unconditional love. Thank you to my brothers and sisters and my nephews for all coming here today. And again, thank you for this incredible honor and memorable day.
Teamwork is critical in sports, and in the case of Julia Sandiford, her ability to work hard, run fast, and gel with her Pirates teammates resulted in the highest of honors in collegiate women's track and field. A native of Barbados, Sandiford came to the Hall and developed into an elite relay runner. She had her first taste of championship glory in 1992, winning the ECAC Outdoor 4x400 Championship. Then in 1993, she captured the Big East Outdoor 4x800 Championship, helping the Pirates win the program's first Big East team title. All the work on the track was culminating towards a historic 1994 campaign for Sandiford. First, during the indoor season, she helped deliver wins in the 4x400 at the Big East and ECAC Championships. Then she and her relay partners captured the 4x4 NCAA National Championship, improving their time by nearly 9 seconds from the Big East race. Their effort in Indianapolis helped the Pirates place 3rd overall as a team, the highest national finish of any women's program at the Hall to this day. The success carried over into the outdoor season with a 4-race sweep of championships as Sandiford delivered wins in the 4x8 at the ECAC Championship and the 4x4 at the prestigious Penn Relays Championship, the Big East Championship, and then a championship at the NCAAs. All told, Sandiford was a 2-time national champ, 7-time All-American, 2-time Big East champion, and she and her relay teammates held 3 program records. In a sport that can sometimes feel individualized, it was Sandiford who excelled at being the greatest of teammates. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, Julia Sandiford. We now present to you for induction into the Seton Hall University Athletics Hall of Fame, Julia Sandiford.
They say track is an individual sport, and that was true for me before I came here. Running in Barbados, I was at a school that was very academically inclined, and By the time senior year rolled around, I was the only senior girl on the track team. When I came here, it was very different. I had teammates who were all competitive and who were all driven to be the best. Some of them are here with me tonight, and I just want to call them out a little bit. Hall of Famer Keisha Bishop, Charmaine Phillip, who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and Alex Fernandez. When I came here and became a part of the team, it really was like having family away from home. Alex Fernandez in particular, his family really took me in. I call his mom, and she's here tonight as well. And I can't say enough about his family and him for taking me in and for making me one of their own. Being a part of a team is great when you have great people around you. Coach Moon, I want to say thank you for recruiting me from Barbados. And even though we sometimes had our disagreements, I always respected you as a coach, and it was largely due to your influence that I became a coach. I coached for 15 years. Coach Moon used to have a saying about us, about his girls. He used to call us his workhorses. And one day I had to say to him, Coach Moon, I'm not a workhorse, I'm a thoroughbred. I want to thank other members of the staff who were so helpful. Carolyn, the head trainer, and her staff, in particular Sheila. I was in the training room every single day, after practice, after meets. I would say I was kind of, not accident prone, but the level that you have to push yourself to be competitive at Division I track and field was far beyond anything I had done prior to coming here. So it took its toll, but thankfully Carolyn and her crew were able to get me back out on the track and get me back competing. I want to thank Robin, who was the academic advisor. I remember the study hall days freshman year. They really impressed upon me the importance of maintaining your academics. And that's definitely something that I took with me through the whole of my time at Seton Hall. There are other people who couldn't be here. My family couldn't be here. Unfortunately, at this time of year, winter, a ticket from Barbados costs in the $1,200 range. So it was a little much for my family to muster up. My father passed away a few years ago, but I know he would have been so proud. He was proud of everything I did. And I have to thank him and my mom for supporting me, supporting my athletic career. That's it. Thank you.